It's no secret that Alton Towers, who are pretty good at keeping secrets, are not re-theming Galactica this year. However, I do think it is in their future plans. And I'm not suggesting they re-theme this ride to Galactica, that's just the current state of it. They are in the process of jet washing this ride. They're redoing some of the stickers on the station, and they're replacing the sign that got blown over by the wind. So they are touching the ride up. However, I don't think it's gonna stay like that. In fact, I don't think that Galactica is even gonna remain a part of Forbidden Valley in the future. I think it's gonna be a completely different zone entirely. Let me explain why. We recently got plans that this Project Ocean, this new ride, the flat ride that's gonna come in, is gonna have a tunnel underneath it. Now that's gonna be an entry to a new area. That's what I think. It only makes sense. Why would you put a tunnel under the ride just for the sake of having a tunnel under a ride? Doesn't make sense unless they plan on having some kind of water effect that gets people who go under it wet. I don't know. Now, I recently listened to a podcast by, I think it's Off the Tracks, another YouTube theme park podcast, and they were discussing on there how there's a huge car park right next to Galactica that's pretty much always empty, doesn't really get used, and that's a really good space to put more rides, more attractions, and basically open up a new world. Obviously, you've got Forbidden Valley, if it's still going to be called that. And then what you would have after that would, I don't know what they'd call it, Serenity Valley or something, like the actual nice side, the paradise. What Air was originally supposed to be themed as. I went on Air in 2002 when it opened. I was 12 years old, I think. And while, yeah, it was cool going on one of the world's first flying coasters, at the same time, it didn't actually do that much for me. But the whole premise of the ride, based on the artwork, was that you were flying through this serene wilderness, you know, these cliffs, these canyons, these waterfalls. And that's what the ride's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a visual experience. It's not meant to be a high thrill ride, these flying coasters. And I always felt that Air, or Galactica as it is now, lacked the visual experience. I guess that's why they tried to bring in the VR goggles to make it a more visual experience, which obviously didn't work. It lasted, I think, a year, and that's it. Maybe 2 years. The current visual experience of Galactica is just track. That's it. You're flying over your own track. There's really not much to it. Imagine flying through cliffs, canyons, near misses. Imagine having two waterfalls coming beside you and you're flying through that. Stuff like that. Real, serene, beautiful, obviously it's going to be fake, but beautiful set pieces and landscape. That's what the ride needs to be. It's not supposed to be a massive thrill. It's supposed to be a visual experience. The experience of flying, that experience of freedom. That's what the ride needs to be. And I really, really hope that is where Alton Towers goes with this. It's not going to be this year. Hopefully 2025. I think the whole Forbidden Valley project as a whole isn't supposed to be ready this year. It's supposed to be ready for next year. Nemesis Reborn is that's just the start. That's the tip of the iceberg. I call this ride Galactica as a joke, but I mean, you look at that, the start of this ride, that tunnel you go through, it's just a concrete tunnel. Throw a few fake dead bodies around, you've got yourself a gulag. I always thought it was such a wasted opportunity to just have an empty concrete tunnel that you go through. You could put so much theming in that. There's so much immersive elements you could add to that, or build up to the ride, even like a mini pre-show that you quickly go through before you get to the lift hill. Whatever it is, that is a wasted space, and I hope it gets utilized in the future. The alternative, of course, is to just retheme this as a gulag ride. That would make sense. Hey, you got the Phalanx, this dodgy military corporation that's trying to tame this Nemesis beast or whatever, or experiment on it, whatever they're doing. And I don't know, you've got like the gulag, the people who are trying to get out with information, and they've been locked away. They're sort of stuck in this dodgy Phalanx prison or whatever, and the whole ride is you trying to escape the prison. I don't fucking know, but that is a way better idea than what it currently is. I don't like this galactic theme because the ride isn't galactic whatsoever. I mean, what's galactic about it? You fly through a portal that looks like it's a bit space themed, has some mist coming out. That's it. This is not a galactic ride. It doesn't fit the area, and if they do redo a new area, a whole new area, it wouldn't fit that. I think it should be totally rethemed. It's not getting repainted this year. In the long run, I'd like to see the ride removed. It's over 20 years old now. I don't know how much longer a lifespan this ride has, but I would like to see it removed and replaced with the new, more modern flying coaster. I hear a lot of praise about Fly at Phantasialand. I've not been on it myself, but that ride has basically mastered the flying coaster. It only gets good reviews. No one has anything bad to say about it. And I think that's what they should ultimately do in the future. But for now, before that does happen, I hope 2025 is the year they pretty much just make a new area, separate it off from Forbidden Valley and Nemesis. I don't think Project Horizon is going to happen in 2025 personally. They were supposed to start building that, or start the project back in October, and that had a year and a half schedule date as well. So if they've not even started it, I can't see it being ready for next year. Maybe they're trying to change the plans. I know they wanted higher building. Maybe they're fighting for that at the moment and trying to get that extra couple of meters that they wanted. Really, nobody knows anything about Project Horizon right now, other than that it is supposed to be opening next year. But again, I would rather just wait till 2026 for that and see 2025 be the year where they really go all out and finish putting the flat rides out in this park. Finish the theming off, the Sparkle project, make everything, complete the park, essentially, or what you've got so far. At least work on that, and then open the new ride. SW9, whatever they're calling it. That's really all I have to say in this video. Other than that, see you in the next one.